What did you do with your pack when it rained? Did you keep it in your tent next to your legs or just inside the vestibule? 99% of the time it was in the vestibule in my tent. I would use the little rain skirt I had with it. So I would set the rain skirt, you know, zip it up and then pull the draw cord all the way so it looked like a trash bag. And I would put my bag in the rain skirt and it worked perfect. So
I slept with it down by my feet, but I'm also 5'1",
yeah.
so I feel like other people, I don't know if that would be an issue for...
I slept with it in my tent once or twice, and I put it was actually a day where my feet were like kind of aching a little bit, and I put it under my sleeping pad to elevate my feet a little. Ooh, that's a good one. How did you deal with chafing?
Oh, I didn't see that one.
By crying a lot. I had one day, people had mentioned it too on the trail in Vermont, where it was just like ungodly. I don't know like what happened. I feel like something got infected or something, but that week was just a mess. So I ended up, I think that was a mix of just the weather, how hot it was and gross and sweaty out, and the fact that the underwear that I were wearing were way too loose. Like I had lost so much weight. So I ended up replacing my underwear in the next town, and I also had picked up diaper rash ointment, so I used that for a little bit. You obviously want to keep the area clean, so baby wipes, crucial for that out on the trail. I would use the diaper rash stuff at night, wipe that off in the morning, and thank God for Body Glide, man, because Body Glide I think is responsible for me finishing that area of the trail and then finishing the hike. So
and powder always felt better.
Powder's crucial too. What was your most memorable moment and or worst moment on the trail? One of my most memorable whatevers that aren't New Hampshire, I would say, was the McAfee knob tinker clips. You see pictures of McAfee all the time. I was like, it's probably not going to be that cool. It was unreal. It was phenomenal, like unreal view. And then I walked over to the Tinker Cliffs and watched the sunset up there, all by my lonesome, and it was awesome. It was sweet. One of the best days on the trail, I feel like, for sure. And worst day on the trail was probably that day of chafing. It was so bad.
My most memorable moment was in Virginia. It was just like super random and just unexplainable. My best friend and I were hiking, and my brother, who's also from Maine, was coming to surprise me. And we hadn't really communicated. We didn't know when or where it was going to be. And just by chance, as I was coming out of the woods to cross like a back road and get back into the woods, his van came driving down because his GPS had told him to go one way, but he wanted to see one of the views. So our paths just like perfectly crossed, and it was so crazy to be in the middle of Virginia and see like my brother come around the corner. So that was a really memorable moment.
Yeah. And then us. We hadn't seen each other in a thousand miles, and happened to have been in the exact same hostel in Vermont.
He was just 40 pounds lighter than the time I had seen him a few weeks before.
I walked out of the room to go get breakfast and was like half asleep, and I looked to my left and she's standing in the hallway. What is one item you wish you had that would have been impossible to take on the trail? A Wendy's. Does a Wendy's count as an item? I don't know.
God, why was my first response was going to be a TV, which is kind of silly because people did, you could watch videos on your phone and stuff, but it wasn't even that. It was just like, I think it was one of those things because it was not accessible. It was like, I would just love going to a motel or something and just like sitting and watching TV, and it didn't matter what it was. And in the real world, I don't watch a lot of TV, but I think it was just like that normalcy. So, but no, that's not my answer.
Well, I took a 0 day in a hotel, a double zero, so stayed 2 days, and I was editing videos, but the entire time it was just a Law and Order SVU marathon. And I was like, this is great. this is what life should be.
My answer would be my dog, but he could never actually do it because he's just way too spazzy.
Yeah. But yeah, I really would take a Wendy's. I'm calling a Wendy's an item, so yeah, it would have been great to just have fast food readily available for you. Did you use the Sony Camera for your videos? And if so, did you use the MP4 or one of the Sony codecs like XAVCS? I did for the beginning, essentially up until New Hampshire. The Franconi, I think it's video 38. I think almost all but one was filmed on the Sony. The other one was filmed on the Panasonic G7. I used the Sony XAVCS codec instead of MP4 because it's better quality. but transferring that to the iPad was an adventure all its own. You can check out the video I made for transferring XAVCS files to your iPad. How tempting was it to yo-yo? I would have loved to. Absolutely would have loved to.
Wasn't that tempting for me, to be honest.
It's a no for me, dog.
It's a no for me, dog. Just because it was getting cold. No, thank you.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, it's been pretty warm even still.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I would like to know how your camp setup changed over time. What was your most effective camping cooking regime, stove or stoveless? My camp setup didn't change at all. I had all the same equipment, and yeah, same thing. I'd get to camp, take out my stuff immediately, set up everything before I would cook, because once you cook and you eat, you just kind of get really tired and want to go to bed. So yeah, I would just always set up all my stuff before I would get comfortable, relax, and cook.
You get faster at it, like you get breaking down camp 2, and then it's like once you get it, your routine, you'll do that. Well, I did that every single night, like the order you do stuff in, and
yeah, it becomes much more like second nature. Dude, by the time like the end, I feel like I'd look over and I'd just be like, yeah, I'm done. When are you gonna be done?
yeah, he's pretty fast.
Yeah,
I thought I was fast, but I guess I wasn't.
No, you were pretty quick though. But I feel like I got mine down to like a science. Like it got kind of ridiculous. I'd almost try to like race myself, see how quick I could get it set up.
I would always try to multitask to go faster, and it would never make me go faster. So instead of just like blowing up my air mattress, I'd be trying to blow it up and like put my camp shoes on, and like I always tried to multitask, and it just made me go slower. I
feel like it was so hard for you to blow up that poor air
It was really hard.
Yeah. Stove or stoveless?
Stove.
I did have a stove the whole time. I genuinely think I could have gone stoveless without much of an issue. And I considered it near the end, but because my setup was so light, I just was like, whatever, I'll keep it around. At the end, I was really only using it to heat water for potatoes. Try it out. Whatever works for you, works for you.
I say stove all the way.
Yeah. I'm not going to say that we didn't eat, dry ramen with the seasoning sprinkled on it. It's oddly... I say that it's oddly good, but I don't know. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
We'd have to try it again.
Yeah, we'd have to try it again now that we've been off the trail. If you have the gear, are in semi-okay shape, and 6 months off, can the AT be done for under $5,000? Absolutely.
Yeah, I say yes, for sure.
Yep, without a doubt. Do you have particularly fond memories of any trail towns you would like to share? What was the oddball, unexpected thing in a town along the trail that caught your fancy, charmed you, or sticks in your mind?
I loved a lot of the trail.
Yeah, a lot of the trail towns are super cool. They know the hikers are around, so they're all like, you almost have to be hiker friendly. My favorite one was, what was the one with the Howard Johnsons?
Daleville.
Daleville, man.
Loved Daleville.
Yeah, Daleville, Virginia is where it's at. You come off the trail.
Right there.
To a highway, so it's a 4 lanes, so it's 2 on each side. Highway, and you come out to your right immediately is a gas station and a Howard Johnson's. People at the Howard Johnson's were so cool.
Yeah.
It's $50 a night to stay there with a continental breakfast and
pool.
A pool. The rooms were really
Clean.
nice. Yeah, super clean. The owners were outrageously friendly. And within walking a quarter mile, not even, so there was a Pizza Hut right across the street, gas station that sold beer and stuff if you needed it. And within a quarter mile, maybe even less, there's a Wendy's, a grocery store, an outfitter, a Goodwill.
Nice restaurants, coffee shop.
Yeah, a beautiful coffee shop that had some of the fastest internet I've ever seen on the trail.
An outfitter.
Yeah, so I think Daleville was probably like my favorite one, actually.
Yeah.
I grew very accustomed to Marion, Virginia, because I stayed there for like 5 days, so that was a pretty cool town too. Had a bunch of like pretty cheap hotels and stuff you could stay at. Walmart was there as well. Walmart is huge for hikers. I'm not a big fan of the actual business, but as far as hiker goes, like they have literally everything you need there. So I think Monson was pretty cool.
I liked Monson.
Yeah, I liked Monson. Monson is like the last major town before you get in the 100-mile wilderness and near the end of the trail. I just thought that was a pretty cool town. Nice little setup. I like the place we stayed at. That's all I got. Other than getting out and hiking, especially in tough and gorgeous white mountains, what resource or practice best prepared you mentally for hiking the Appalachian Trail? Life. Like for real. I think it's a big mental game, like as far as, what you can and what you can't take. And I don't know, I feel like I went into it with a strong mental game, and I think a lot of that is life preparation, like what you deal with on a regular basis. I worked in high stress jobs my entire life, so like walking in the woods to me is like a breeze. It's wonderful. So,
and just anything, and you know, if you do things that are kind of outside of the normal human comfort range that we have. So like if you've done traveling where you've kind of had to live out of a backpack, or maybe not shower every single day, or try new foods, or you know, you're just away from those creature comforts of not sleeping in a bed and having a TV every day. I think any of those things would prepare you.
Yeah, for sure.